Bonjour YouTube, welcome back to Talking Thursdays.
Today we are going to talk about the life in Paris versus life in Dubai.
And the reason why we are doing this is because we had lived in Dubai for a very long time. We've been in France for a while already, and we would like to show you guys what the differences are and see which sides win and which side lose on what subjects. And then after the video, you can let us know if you think the same or if you think different or if it met your expectations, if you haven't been to either of those places. And so
let's start.
So the first
one is security. So what do you think about security in Dubai?
I think the point of security, Dubai wins easily. Not to say that Paris is not secure, but in Dubai it's to the next level. This means that you can easily go to a shop or a coffee shop or a restaurant. You can leave your bag in the middle of the street, no one will pick it up.
Yeah.
You can go out on the street at any time of the day or night, no one will bother you.
Yeah.
You can literally leave your phone, like for instance when you go to like Starbucks, because Starbucks is usually very busy, the way people get their table is they leave their phone or they leave their bag or anything.
Chanel bag.
Yeah, like anything that they, not even Chanel, I mean there are people who don't have Chanel, but still they leave their phone. I've done it before many times. You leave your phone, meaning the table is mine. And it's still there, no one is gonna pick it up and no one is gonna steal it from you. So I actually have a funny story. The first time I went to Europe, many years ago, I was in Rome, and I went to a restaurant, and because I had lived in Dubai for so long, I actually left my bag to go to the bathroom, and the waitress, she grabbed my bag and she ran after me with my bag, and she was like, no, don't leave it here. And she was like, here, your bag. So security.
Definitely Dubai means. In Paris, if you have a backpack, you don't put it.
You don't leave it anywhere.
Yeah. The next point is healthcare. As you mentioned before, what healthcare is like in Paris, in France, you can check. For healthcare in Paris, in France, I think France definitely wins, because in Dubai, there is a healthcare, but it's very expensive. It's very expensive to maintain, it's very expensive to get it. And when you get to a hospital, you need to, I remember paying 300 dirham just to see a doctor.
Which approximately goes up to like 90 euro.
Yeah.
And it's like as if you don't have healthcare, you know?
Yeah.
Even if you do.
But here, it's a different story. It's not free because you pay for it every month, because you pay for social costs from your salary. For this point, I think France definitely wins.
I agree. France, you get 1 point for this one.
Yeah.
So the next one is food. Let's talk about food.
Food in general or food in portions?
Just in general. I think, well, portions, yes, Dubai wins that one, because if you go to a restaurant, they serve you more food. But in general, I would say France has much better food, in my opinion, for me at least. Dubai has amazing food. Now we're gonna get people commenting, no, don't get it wrong. Like, Dubai has amazing food. You can get anything, like any restaurant, you can get anything.
My favorite was Din Tai Fung.
Din Tai Fung is amazing, yeah.
One of them, right?
First of all, the vegetables and fruits, because we're vegetarian, we don't eat animal product. But even before, when I ate animal products, I remember that here the choices are more varied.
Yeah.
Here you also have an incredible assortment of cheese and wines. I mean, over here, and the best part is that it's not expensive. Like in Dubai, you want to buy cheese. If you want to buy cheese, and if you want to buy French cheese, for example, it will cost you much more than it would cost you here.
Yeah.
Wine, forget it. Anything alcoholic in Dubai is even worse in terms of pricing. It's just super expensive.
And I remember the supermarket Carrefour doesn't sell alcohol. You need to get to outside of the city.
Because of different laws, of course. You have to go to a separate store to buy alcohol.
Yeah.
But that's not even that. Even when you have the license there, you have to pay far more for alcohol than you pay here, for example. Like a bottle of wine there would cost you like 75 dirhams. That's in a shop. That's not even in a restaurant. In a restaurant, it's far more. 75 dirhams is how much in euro?
it's like
15, 18,
yeah,
something like that. There in a shop it would be like 75. Here it's like 3
Even a glass of
€4.
wine would cost you 45, 50 dirham in Dubai.
Yeah, it's extremely expensive.
Yeah,
Alcohol there is super expensive. Options for food, even though they are varied, yes, there's a lot. But over here, I think food is much better. Bread is amazing. Boulangerie and
definitely, definitely France wins.
France, you get 1+ million points for this one for sure.
I think I have had the best boulangerie, the best bread in France so far.
Yeah.
Even though I travel so many countries, but France is the best.
When it comes to baking,
yeah,
baked stuff. Oh yeah, it's amazing. And cheese and wine.
Yeah. They have so many options for cheese as well. It's just incredible.
And by the way,
it's not even expensive.
If you are a fan of cheese, check our video on how to cut it. It's here.
So the next point is cleanliness, my favorite. I think for this point, Dubai definitely wins.
Yeah.
Normally I don't sit on the bench in Paris. I check millions of times.
Yeah, but that's because of you. Normal people sit on the
No,
bench.
I don't check. In Dubai, when I was living in Dubai, I wasn't checking because I knew it's perfect, it's clean. You can see if it is clean just from the looking. You cannot see any garbage on the street.
It depends on where you go, but
maybe it depends on the location.
It's
but
microscopic compared to what you see in France, in Paris especially.
I didn't see anyone pissing on the street.
Oh yeah, of course they would be jailed for that.
I don't know, because in Paris there are some even metro stations, it smells like piss.
Yeah.
I don't want to generalize, but that's the reality, just embrace it, and I don't want to get any lynch just because of that, but that's the reality. In
some of the stations, they smell like piss. I agree. Yeah.
In some gardens, you can smell piss.
Yeah.
It's for sure. I don't know how Dubai maintain this cleanliness, but
it's very
so clean.
Yeah.
I mean, in the mall, they clean all the time, 24/7. It's just white. You can just sleep on it.
Yeah, you can easily sit on the floor and you can get up and you will get nothing on your clothes.
It's so clean. I think it's a thing in Gulf states, because in Qatar it was the same thing. I've been to Qatar, but it's very clean there as well.
Bahrain is also very clean. Yeah.
Oman was clean as well.
Yeah, Oman was clean.
Yeah, I think it's a Gulf state thing, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe it's also because it's a desert.
Okay, but
less mud and less stuff like that. That could be it. I don't know, but
I think it's the regulations, I guess.
Regulations as well. I think, you know what? Actually, you're right, because if you look at Singapore is extremely strict on cleanliness, and they fine people very heavily if they litter. And Singapore is really clean, and it's not a desert. It's a tropical country.
When I moved to Paris, I had a pair of shoes which was like
yellow,
but it turned into brown after a month. I don't know. I was like, how is that even possible?
There's a funny meme, by the way, about this: white sneakers in the Middle East and white sneakers in Europe. Here. But cleanliness. Yeah, I would say Dubai definitely takes that point for sure.
There's one thing I really miss.
So the next point is housing. I would like to just point out several things, just a few main factors: cost, availability, and
documentation, maybe.
Yeah, how easy it is or how hard it is to get a house there. For example, in Dubai, to get an apartment, you have two options. You can either register it on yourself, on your own name, but in order for you to do that, you have to pay, and I think it hasn't changed that much since we left. You have to pay in advance, so you cannot rent an apartment and pay monthly most of the time. You have to pay in like 4 checks, let's say, for every 3 or every 4 months. Every 3 months, my mouth. So every 3 months, they charge you directly. Plus there are fees, and I don't know what, there is so much to do. And on top of that, it's very expensive. The rent in Dubai is extremely expensive compared to France. What you can get in Dubai, you can get a much better option in Paris.
Yeah.
Minus, when it comes to the housing in France, is that it's very difficult to get a house.
Yeah.
The reason is because there are so many regulations. You can check our video on hunting the apartment in France. There are so many things that you need to fill out. You need to meet this criteria in order for you to get the apartment. You need to have a job with a specific contract.
You may not even get it if you complete the full documents.
Yeah, you may not even get it. If they don't like you, they just don't give it to you.
Yeah.
The reason why, and this is where the positive point comes in, is once you are let into the house, you are protected by law very well. In a sense that it's very difficult to kick you out. It protects you in terms of the rent increase. I think it varies, but it's not as crazy as it could go in Dubai. In Dubai, they can raise a cost for for the year by like 20-30% if they want to.
Yeah.
Here you're protected. In France, you're protected. That's why it's difficult to get a house. So I would say overall housing in France is much better. I would say it's a plus. It's a point.
Which one would you choose?
France. Easily, yeah.
So the last point is transport. I think for transport, France wins definitely, is because the cost of transportation in Dubai is just extremely expensive. I mean, in Dubai, you have to pay based on how many stops you passed. If you pass 3 stops, you have to pay 5 dirham. It ranges between 3 to 9, if I'm not mistaken.
750.
Oh, yeah. But if you have a gold card, which is the first class, it charges double. So it ranges between 7 to 14 dirham. At the same time, in Paris, you can have a monthly pass and you can get on a bus, you can get on a train. It doesn't matter how many stops you pass or not. So I think it's a big plus. There is an accessibility. But in Dubai, there is not much public transportation.
The only thing you have left is to take Uber everywhere.
Yeah.
Or a taxi.
And they force you to take Uber.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. Unless you need to go somewhere on the line of the metro, you're fine. Buses, forget it.
But for transportation, Paris wins definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
110, I don't know how many percent, but Paris gets plus.
So I think the winner is Paris.
Yeah.
For these subjects, when it's
for this point.
Yeah. So please let us know if you experience something else, something different.
Yeah.
Than what we mentioned.
This is our personal experience of living in both places.
Yeah.
And we just thought that sharing this would be useful for you, whether you're deciding to go to either of the places on a visit, or whether you live there or you will live there. We just hope that it's helpful.
Thank you for watching us. If you'd like to see more subjects like this, please let us know in the comment section below.
Yeah.
Like, share, and
subscribe.
Yeah.
So until next episode.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.